my friends at Fishman. If you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. Today's episode is pre-recorded. I'm doing a bit of traveling this year, but as always, really looking forward to teaching you guys how to play a fun song. So we're going to be learning Lucky Man by the Verve. Fantastic song out of the 90s. I'd say geared towards the beginners and intermediates. Some great chords here. So have your acoustic guitar in standard tuning for this one. And as always, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, I left a link in the video description below, so you can check that out. So acoustic guitar, standard tuning. And as always, I like to ask a question before we get started. So let me know where you are tuning in from and something you're grateful for. So where you're tuning in from and something you are grateful for. So get your guitars tuned up. I look forward to seeing all the comments in the comment section. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's Lucky Man by the Verve. Great song. So let's go ahead and get started here. So what I'm going to do is I will show you the chords that we have in the intro and the verses and the pre-chorus and the chorus. There's going to be a lot of overlap because again, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords in this song. And we'll be going over some of the really tasty licks that are happening on the electric. So if you're a secondary guitar player, could you play them on the electric? Absolutely, but you could also play them on acoustic too. So I'll show you all that stuff here on this guitar. All right, so as far as the intro goes, I'm going to play it just a little bit slower. We're dealing with 4 chords here. It's going to be a G, D, D sus2, and A sus2. I'm going to play it just a little bit slower. Here's how it looks, and then we'll talk it out. Okay, so here we go. So when I was watching Richard Ashcroft play this with the band, I noticed that he was playing the G chord like this, which I think is really great. So we're going to use these first 3 fingers here to do that. We're going to get our first finger, placing that on the 2nd fret of the A string, which is our B note. In the case of G major, that's going to be our 3rd. All right, and then we're going to get our 2nd finger here, placing that on the 3rd fret of the low E string. It's going to be our G note. And then we have our 3rd finger here, 3rd fret, high E string, which is another G. So you're going to go ahead and strum everything. It'll sound like this. Okay, so notice here how we have that open B string. It's a pretty cool sounding G chord. Again, G, B, and D are our target notes here for this G major chord. And they're all present. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we have that G. Now I'm going to go ahead and strum it nice and slowly here. As we go to the D chord, okay, here's how we're going to play it. Again, first 3 fingers. First finger, 2nd fret of the G string, which is our A. We're going to get our 2nd finger on the F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string, and then our 3rd finger, placing that on the 3rd fret of the B string, which is D. So for D major, D, F sharp, and A, 1, 3, 5, our target tonal centers of the chord. Strum from the D string downward should sound like this. Pretty simple. All right. Now, to play the D sus2, all we're going to do here is we're going to lift up that middle finger. So we're replacing the F sharp with an E. So that's sus2 should sound like. Just like that, all right? So as I strum the G, D, and D sus2, it will sound like this. I'm going to play it a little slowly. So here we go. Okay, so on that upstroke, we want to get that D sus2. Let's go ahead and do that again. There, we're going to go to an A sus2. How we play that, we're going to use our second and third finger to play this note, or this chord rather. So get your second finger, placing that on the second fret of the D string. That's going to be our E note. Okay, and then your third finger, go ahead and place that on the second fret of the G string. That's A. Strum from the A string downward. That's what the chord should sound like. It's an A sus2 because we are replacing the C sharp that is an A major. Okay, we're replacing it with the B, which is the 2. So just like that. A, B, and E are the notes that we have in this chord. Okay, it's just like that. A little theory. I always like to throw a little bit of theory in these lessons. So let's go ahead and strum this nice and slowly here again. G, D, D sus2, and A sus2. This is our intro. This is our verse. This is our chorus, covering a ton of ground with this. So here we go. Nice and slowly. You can do it. We're going to repeat this a couple times here. Take your time. We're going to do this a few more times. Enjoy the process. Faster. Just like that. So that's our intro, verse, and chorus, and our outro too. So again, covering a lot of ground with that. So let's talk about some of the electric licks that we have in this intro. So I love this riff, this little lick rather. It is so simple and beautiful and perfect for the song. It's being played over the A sus2 the second time we get to it, all right? And it sounds like this. Really cool hammer-on riff. So let me show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the high E string. And you're going to play it open, no hands, okay? From there, you're going to get your first finger hammer on to the F sharp, which is on the second fret. Then you're going to get your second finger, okay? Have it ready. Play the open B string. Hammer on with your second finger on the third fret of the B string, which is a D note. For the final section here, play the open G string and get your first finger hammering onto the second fret, which is an A note. So I will play that nice and slowly. And if this helps you visualize this, we're outlining a D major chord. So if that helps you, because there's that D chord, and there's the riff with the open strings and those hammer-ons, okay, outlining that chord. So if that helps you visualize it, I hope it works for you. Okay, so I'm going to play that nice and slowly here. And again, don't forget to alternate pick as you are doing this. Just like that. Okay, nice and slowly. Let's go ahead and do that again. A bit of speed. Now, we could do here is you can choose to be the secondary guitar player and only play that line. Now, if you want a bit of an added bonus, let's say, could you play this all together? You could. It would sound like this. So here we're doing the rhythm part. Here's the riff. Let's do that again. It's kind of fun when you can get it right in the right spot. Do that again. Riff. So fun, let's do one more time. So, feel free if you want to do that. It's a ton of fun. And again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. And as always, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause. It's good stuff. And if you want to check out all the cool fishing gear, link is in the video description below. So that's that first little intro lick that we have there. So there's some other stuff that is really great. These beautiful double stops. So they sound like this. Or let's see, let's do it in the key of A. And again, this is a nice little double stop that's based around an A major. And I'm basing these little riffs off of their Live in Holland. You can watch it on YouTube and you'll see it. So I'm picking out some really cool stuff that they did. So just like that. So let me show you how to do that. So we're going to get our second finger here. We're going to place that on the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, that's a D note. We're going to slide it up to A, or sorry, to E rather, which is going to be on the 9th fret of the G string. So D to E, and I'll use my pick here. Now, I like to hybrid pick when I'm doing double stops sometimes, so I'm using my middle finger here, striking upward on the high E string at the 9th fret. Now, if that doesn't work for you, totally no problem. Could you use a pick for both? Absolutely. So totally up to you. Okay, I like to hybrid pick and use that second finger. So from there, bring that second and third finger back. Second finger at the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, again, that D note. Then with that third finger, placing that on the 7th fret of the high E string, which is a B. B as in boy. Now, moving the second finger back, just a half step. You want to be on the 6th fret of the G string. Okay, that's our C sharp. To our first finger here, 5th fret of the high E string, A. So just like that. If I play that double stop nice and slowly, it sounds like this, and we'll do it a couple times. Let's do that again nice and slowly. Can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. Okay, and again, it's being played over that A sus. Okay, from there, so we do that riff, and let me see if I could do it all together. So, with the riffs in there. Intro. So if you're playing it as one guitar player, that's how you want to do it. I'll do it again. That intro riff. And now with the double stop. That again. Intro riff. And the double stops. And then into your verse. right? Beautiful song. So that's what's happening in that intro, or those two little riffs, okay? So we have another guitar that's playing some heavier bits of those chords, right? So they're playing the 5. So what does that mean? They're only playing the 1 and the 5 of the particular chord. So in this case, we've got a G5 and an A5, or a D5 and then the A5. Okay, and those are nice and big. They're being played on an electric guitar, another electric guitar player in the band. So how we would do that, if you're choosing, right, you want to build some texture in this song. The G5, you would play like this, first 2 fingers here. First finger is going to be on the B note, second fret of the A string, and your second finger is going to be on the third fret of the E string. All you're going to do here is play G, B, and D, the open D string. Don't play through the whole thing, okay? I know that we would usually play the whole G chord. If you want to do the G5, just do those top 3. Okay. Now to go to the D5, okay, just like we're playing that D sus, but don't play the high E string. That's it. We have D and we have A. So we have a D note, A note, D note. And then for the A5, it's just like you're playing the A sus, except you're only playing the A string, the D string, and the G string. If we're talking notes, A, R1, E, R5, and A, R1 again. Just like that. So if we put all of these together, G5, D5, A5. See what I mean? Adds a lot of texture and a lot of low end. And those 5 chords. It's good stuff. So again, I like to consider myself like a guitar mentor because I will always, always, always be a student. So again, I like to plant the seeds with you guys. So any of this stuff sticks and sounds cool, I encourage you, use it. Use it in your playing, it's good stuff. So again, the verse is exactly the same as the intro, folks. So the verses and the chorus, same chords. Okay, so just like that, pretty straightforward. Now, in the verses, there are some beautiful, again, some of those double stops. So here are 2 that I think are really, really beautiful and really tasteful. They sound like this. Now, for context, at the end, that open G and B, we go right into that G chord. It's really great stuff. So how we would do that is you're going to go ahead and get your second finger and third finger. Second finger is going to be placed on the second fret of the D string, which is an E note, and then your third finger is being placed on the second fret of the B string, which is a C sharp. Play them together. I'm choosing to hybrid pick this. Okay, my pick is playing the D string, my middle finger striking upward on the B string. It's like a slight pinch. Okay, so just like that. My second finger now is going to slide from the second fret to the fourth fret of that D string. Okay. First finger is going to land on the third fret of the B string, which is D, D as in dog. Okay. So we've got this so far. And then to the best of my ear, it sounds like an open G and an open B string. Okay. So the whole thing, nice and slowly, sounds like this. So for context, let's see if I can play them together. Sounds like this. See how it blends really nicely with that G chord? So that's the first one. And then the second one sounds like this. The beginning is the same, the end is just a little bit different. It sounds like this. Okay, so how that one happens, same as the first one, okay? Second fret of the D string, second fret of the B string. Play together, sliding up. okay, to that 6th there, right? So we've got the F sharp and then that D. Okay. From there, get your 2nd finger, sliding it up just a half step to the 5th fret of the D string. That's going to be a G note. And then your 3rd finger, 5th fret of the B string, which is an E. Okay. And then just an open B string after that. I'll play through that nice and slowly. Again. So for context, I'm going to go ahead and play this a couple more times, and then I'll add the chords for context. So here we go. And again. Now for context, I'll play it a little bit slower and then we'll build the speed. Here we go. So with that open B, you should be right on that G chord, okay? So let's go ahead and do that again here. I'm going to combine both parts, nice and slow. Can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. And again, if you're enjoying the lessons, subscribe to the channel. It absolutely helps the cause. So here we go, the verses. Here comes that first double stop. The commentary. Let's do that first one again. See how it blends? It's pretty cool. Let's do the second one now. Again, this is pretty fun. Like that. Those two riffs are really, really great. So what we'll do here is let's go through the intro. Okay, I'll call out the parts and then we'll go through the verse, and then after that I'll talk you through the pre-chorus. Pretty easy. We're just adding one new chord. All right, so here we go from the top intro. Let's add that lick in there. Double stops. Now verse. First riff. Second one. Let's repeat those again. And the second one. So there they are. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, Angela, I can't play all of that together. No problem. So what you could do here is just where we're doing the riffs, just play the A sus2 a little longer. Totally great. Work up to this. Work up to it. If you're thinking maybe it's a little out of your comfort zone for right now, keep working on it. You'll be able to do it, I promise, okay? Good, well-intentioned practice makes for great playing, all right? So keep up the good work. You can do it. So that's if we're combining both parts, okay? If, again, it's like one guitar player, someone plays rhythm, someone plays lead, you guys can distribute the parts as you see fit, all right? So now let's get into the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus sounds like this. All we're doing here is writing an E minor. That's it. So get your second and third finger. Second finger, placing that on the second fret of the A string. It's a B note. And then your third finger, second fret of the D string, which is an E note. So when we're talking E minor, 1 flat 3 5 are the building blocks for an E minor chord. In this case, E, G, and B. Okay? Our 1 flat 3 5. Go ahead and strum everything. Gotta love an E minor chord. Okay? So that's the first one. The other three we already know. We know G, we know D, and we know A sus2. So let's put everything together, shall we? So here we go, nice and slowly here. So that happens one time. Let's repeat that. E minor. sus2. Again. And from there, we go into a chorus. Cool stuff. Great tune. So again, the intro versus chorus, exactly the same chords. The only one that's a little bit different is going to be that pre-chorus, which is E minor, G, D to A sus2. So really great song. That's all I have for you guys today. Again, a really fun one. Want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these week after week. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you. Thanks for tuning in so much. I really appreciate the community we've built here. Thank you for being so kind to one another in the chats and so uplifting. Like, I think it's so great. So thank you all so much just for being so cool. Also, too, a bit of news. I will be subbing in on guitar for a special handful of shows with my pals Zepparella as my friend Gretchen Menn prepares for a beautiful concerto with the Utah Symphony on April 20th. So there's a handful of shows that I will be subbing in on guitar, playing some of my favorite Zeppelin tunes with some really lovely ladies. So that will be early 2024. So if you guys go to my website, you can check out when I will be touring with the awesome Zepparella, so you can check that out. And I will be releasing a live EP with my band, Angela Petrilli and the Players, live at Norman's Rare Guitars. So the pre-sale is happening now, and you can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below too. And yeah, that's going to be released on February 16th, 2024. And also on the same day, I'll be playing the Mint opening for the awesome Eric Krasnow. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's awesome, and his band is absolutely killer. So that will be happening at the Mint LA in Los Angeles on February 16th, 2024 as well. So link to buy tickets is in my, it's on my website, so you can check that out. Again, wishing you all so much success on your musical journeys. Thank you so much for all the good vibes. Lots to be grateful for and thankful for. Everybody take good care. Have an awesome weekend. Play a lot of music. And folks,